Hello, my name is Melanie Sanchez, and this is my audience. Binge drinking is a serious problem, especially with younger people. There are many people that have died at a young age because they went too crazy with alcohol. Here I have an image that shows the increase in death rate with alcohol, and you can really see it really gets way up there once you hit 18, 19, and 20. Many people wonder what happened to just going out and having a few beers. Well, when you're younger, you can't just go out and have a few beers. It's honestly almost easier to go out and buy drugs than it is to get a drink. When someone hits the age of 18, they are now able to fight for their country, vote, and become a legal adult, yet they're not allowed to pick up a drink for another 3 years. On here, I have some pictures that show a man that's a soldier saying, "Your community needs you." On here, this is showing that you're old enough to go to fight for your country, you're old enough to go die for your country, yet you can't drink. Over here, I also have a picture of a college. This is showing that when you hit the age of 17 or 18, you are able to leave home, be a proper adult, be able to do whatever it is you need to do in life, and you get to move out. You get to kind of just express yourself. But you can't pick up a drink, but you no longer have to be under your parents' roof. When this age comes around, so does freedom. And with that freedom, they no longer have their parents telling them what is wrong, right or wrong, because they should know by this age what is right and what is wrong. However, doing the wrong thing sometimes is tempting to just about anyone, especially when you are in college and you want to be cool with your friends. A night out drinking sounds more than appealing, especially when a student is under a lot of stress and also under a lot of pressure trying to get their assignments in on time, trying to make sure that their grades are kept up, or that they're in sports or in their art classes getting everything like perfect. Everything around them seems to be normal, but when you are offered a drink, they're more likely going to take it because they can't go out and get it on an everyday basis. So they can't go out, buy their own drinks, so they must rely on others. When they rely on others, they're most likely going to drink as much as physically possible that night because they don't know when they're going to most likely be able to get it again. When this happens, there's very high risk in death. In colleges, every single year, there are 1,825 deaths each year alone due to alcohol. Administrators can't keep alcohol off of the campus. It's not possible, since there is alcohol everywhere, constantly. Even if they try to manage all of the alcohol, they can't. You go, more than likely, they're going to have students that are seniors or of age that can go and buy the alcohol, sneak it on campus, and still be able to drink it. There's no way to actually mandate how much alcohol is on campus, or if any at all. There are always those who are at the age that can purchase alcohol legally. There's nothing you can do about that. We need to avoid more deaths from drinking by lowering the drinking age at 18 so that people don't binge drink when they're younger. Because now, if it's 18, they are able to go out and just have a few beers. On here, I have some pictures where it shows vote, fight, drink. Because at this age, if you're able to do the first two, you should be able to pick up a drink. As well as I have a graph here that shows for colleges with alcohol and alcohol deaths. If this is lowered, then more likely than not, the death rate is going to be lowered as well. When there is an accident at a party, if there are a bunch of people that are out drinking, doing drugs, whatever they're doing, more likely than not, there's going to be people that pass out or become unconscious. When this happens, people are now more likely to, especially if they're laying on their back, more likely to vomit and then choke on that vomit, and then they most likely will die from that. But at this point, people are terrified to call for help, because when you have this, you have 18-year-olds drinking at your party, or even 19 or 20, and they're legally underage, so they can't, if they call the cops, they're going to get in trouble for giving minors possession of alcohol, as well as those who are still at the party and they're underage, they're going to get minors in possession. So they're all going to get in trouble no matter what, which this outweighs the concern for the person who could get seriously hurt. The drinking age was once 18, and research shows that from the early 1980s to now, there has been a decrease in drinking and driving incidents. This is not because the drinking age was raised. In fact, it started to decrease 7 years before the drinking age legally changed from 18 to 21. On this picture, I have a screenshot of a Dr. Ruth Eagle, who is a college professor and has done extensive research on everything that we've been talking about today. She's done very extensive research about all of the drinking age statistics at her college campus, about students who are drinking, who are not drinking, and those who are underage, those who are above age, and partying and all of that. The drinking age could honestly be seen as a prohibition. Prohibition was in the 1920s, where they completely made it illegal to drink any kind of booze at all because it was getting out of hand. However, this did not work. When they were doing the prohibition, people just snuck to underground bars. They just hid. They did everything that they could to be able to still drink without the cops knowing. It didn't matter if it was illegal or not. They were going to do what they wanted to do. So what is the difference? How is it any different from the age of 18 to 21 if they're a legal adult and able to do whatever they want to do? There's no difference. It's pretty much a prohibition, because we're telling people, you're an adult, you are great, you can do whatever you want, the world is yours, but you can't have a drink for the next 3 years. The law needs to change back to 18 so that we lower the death rate, as well as people are getting in trouble for the police for underage drinking and distributing. In other countries, they have almost no drinking related problems, because people learn from their parents what alcohol is and how to handle drinking it responsible, no matter how you are as an adult. When having the drinking age higher, we are only building the suspense to what it could be like to be able to drink legally, which is part of the reason why people go so crazy when they are drinking. This needs to change. I am going to open the floor now to some questions. Yes?
Doesn't your body keep developing until you're 21?
That's a very good question. So your body doesn't technically still develop until you're 21. Your mind is always going to be developing. So it honestly doesn't matter if you're age 12, 21, or if you're 18, 21, 45 to 38. No matter what it is, your brain is always going to constantly be developing, so it doesn't really matter against that part. So people can still develop, but you're always going to develop. Yes?
Does raising the drinking age save lives?
Raising the drinking age could potentially have saved lives in the past and in the present. But when people think of the drinking age for saving lives, they're thinking automobile accidents, DUIs, kids jumping off cliffs or something. That's not entirely true. The drinking and driving has decreased dramatically since even before the drinking age was raised. Yes?
Since I'm over 21, why should I care?
You should care because even though you are over 21, yes, it's not as big of a deal to you. However, what happens if you have a child one day that is 18 and winds up going out one night binge drinking because they can't get the alcohol supplied to them on a normal basis and just can't go out for a few beers for a social call. So this is their only dramatic time. Something could happen to that child.
But people aren't mature enough to handle alcohol till they're 21, right?
People can handle any amount. Like, at this age, you're saying people can't handle it. However, you're also saying at this age they can go die for their country. They can go vote. They can see who's going to be in the presidency candidates, who's going to actually matter in their lives. There's all these like huge responsibilities that are going into 18-year-olds, but they're not mature enough to have a drink. Why would that be any different than going and dying to defend their country? So now that we have asked some questions, and I have answered some questions, as well as I have given you some knowledge of to what I personally think is accepting for this, would you guys raise your hands and sign a petition with me to help get this drinking age lowered?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much.